Hello, and welcome back to Conversations with Sharyn and Rosa. I'm Rosa.
And I'm still Sharyn.
We thank each and every one of you all who are joining us again for another episode and another conversation with us. Mm-hmm. We appreciate you joining in each and every week. If you're new to our channel, please like, subscribe, and share our videos.
Yes.
We would greatly appreciate it. Thank you. And if you're returning, thank you.
Yeah.
You have any announcements before we get into shout outs?
No, I don't. I have no new announcements. Other than this is March and we're getting ready for Pride in July.
Yeah. You don't want to tell them you fell the other day?
Oh, well, I think y'all don't need to know, but Rosa pushed me. Okay.
Nobody pushed her.
No.
She played too much.
No.
But anyway.
I fell and bumped my head, so I'm trying to turn to the other way so you don't really see it. But I was bandaged up and I had a knot on my head that big. So, it happens.
I called it the third eye.
It happens. Be careful out there.
Yeah. But anyway. So then let's do the shout outs. Shout outs.
You got it.
Our first shout out goes to Bonita M. Thank you for your comments and thank you for being our subscriber to our channel. Next is Izzy Girls Ballers Club.
Ooh, all of that, huh?
Thank you for your comment as well and for subscribing to Conversations with Sharyn and Rosa.
Quick question: how do we join the Ballers Club? If we were ballers, we would know.
Yeah, that's true. Or do we just need to subscribe to your channel? Maybe she has a channel. Or he has a channel. I don't know. We'll check it out. Last but not least is B. Renee. Thank you also for your comments on Conversations with Sharyn and Rosa. We appreciate you. So today, Sharyn and I, let me just back it up because Sharyn and I all week was trying to figure out what we wanted to talk about this week. And just going through a lot, listening to a lot of friends and family going through a lot, we just decided that we are going to talk about red flags. So today our title is When Red Flags Fly.
I like that. When red flags fly.
Yeah, some of y'all need to take notice. But so we'll just talk about what that means for us. And
yes.
Definitely always we want your feedback on what that means for you all as well.
Right. And as usual, like Rosa said, we definitely want to hear your opinion about it. But so much is going on in everybody's life right now. But certain things are still constant. You know how they say the more things change, the more things stay the same. Right. But there's a couple of things that have come across us, and this one thing in particular, it's just kind of dynamic that I have found. I don't know about Rosa's how much, but I have found, because I really have been paying attention this last 30, 40, 50 years in the gay life. It's with us I'm talking to lesbian land and everyone else in between and far beyond, because a lot of us have been there and a lot of us keep going there. And what I'm talking about is when we see our friends, loved ones, or people we know, our paths have crossed, people that you learn to like and maybe hang out with and all that, there's always one, two, or somebody is getting duped, or I don't want to say swindled, or the wool pulled over their eyes, lied to, played with, whatever. We're talking about people who go into relationships so fast without checking out who this woman is.
Right.
You need to check them out. Yeah. And as one dead president said, trust but verify. But I'm telling you, there's so many schemers out there.
Yes.
And of recent, a couple of our friends kind of fell right into the mud with this. And that is when you meet some woman who looks good. Oh, she's young, sexy. Oh, she's fly. She, got the body by, oh, damn. All of that. And she catches your attention. The only thing you know about her is that she's black, breathing, and alive. That's all you know.
Well, she may not be black.
Oh, whatever, brown, whatever.
Y'all get it.
Whatever your choice is, but all you know, she's alive and breathing, okay? And that's all you need to do. And you know, you go head over heels, and you've only known the woman for all of 26 days.
Yeah.
Some of y'all fall in love during the commercial. So, you know, so what we're saying today, look, this is not a criticism. These are just observations. It's happened to a good buddy of mine. It's happened to a relative. And it's happened to people that we've partied with and that we consider good acquaintances, if not friends. Mm-hmm. And like I said, the dynamic, I only speak to what I know and what I see. And I'm talking about us lesbians and in our world. Some of us, we've been so long without a woman, without a relationship, without someone that genuinely care about us. The first time somebody winks at us, looks at us, lick their lips, whatever, you're there.
Well, we've all been there. I know I have.
Yeah. Oh, look, I've been there, bought a round trip ticket. Okay, and it was hard getting back, though. It was hard getting back. And so what we're saying today, our conversation is, when you meet these young lovelies, you know, take the time to find out who they really are.
Yeah.
You know, just don't react to what you see. Okay, because, you know, anybody, for the most part, people will always put their best foot forward, or they'll tell you what they want you to believe. And if you don't ask the right questions, you sure as hell ain't gonna get the right answers. And even if you get the answer, it may not be true. Sure. So we're gonna go there today, because I'm not gonna be gentle about it. I'm not gonna be polite. I'm telling you, sometime you guys put yourself in a position to be truly taken advantage of.
Yeah.
You know, we've said before during some of our talks and conversations, it's like, you know, when you are really, really thirsty, almost dying of thirst, when you do come upon water, you're not going to take the time to sip it. You're going to gulp it. Right. And darn near choke yourself because of the absence of it. You want it so much and you've missed it so badly. You do the same thing, you do the same thing with your relationships.
Right.
You don't know nothing about this woman other than she was looking good in them jeans, right? You know, so now you done got hooked up and booked up. Like I say, maybe you've known each other 26 days. She comes in with a sob story. You choose to believe it. And here it is. I've been there, so I know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Rosa has been there.
Yes.
Like I said, people tell you what they want you to believe. And if you don't ask, they don't offer.
Right.
Because sometimes you don't ask the right questions because you're scared of the answer.
Right, because that answer could be the deal breaker, and you don't really, because you like the person, so you don't really want to know.
Right.
Be like, I hope she's not a smoker, and you scared to ask, but you smell smoke when you're around her. Like,
you know, like you said you didn't want to be with a woman with young kids, and like she tell you she got one, come to find out she got three. You asked her where she worked at, she lied about it. You asked her who her last partner was, and she said you her first. I mean, sometimes people tell dramatic lies, dramatic. And like I said, what gets me with us is our willingness to believe bullshit.
Right.
You know?
Well, I mean, when you say that, and because it may not necessarily be bullshit, because you're going to trust people up until you don't trust them, right? So if someone comes and tells you they have one child, but you, let's say, ran into the mall and they got three, I wouldn't assume that the other two are there.
And they weren't babysitting them kids. And
well,
I'm being dramatic.
Saying,
I know.
You wouldn't necessarily think that the other two were hers because she told you she had one. Right? So you take them at their word until their word then is not good. So I mean, would that be a red flag? Yeah. Because
who lies about
I would
their
be
children?
like, why would she feel like she couldn't tell me about the other two children or whatever the case may be? Because if I'm with somebody who doesn't want to date children, I'm not gonna date you if you have 1 or 6.
Right.
You
Okay.
know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So,
yeah, but we make exceptions because remember we're hungry.
I know.
We're hungry.
But we gotta just recognize the red flags. I've had women I've dated lied about their age, and I'm like, why would they lie about? We look good for our age. Like, boo, that's something you need to be putting on a T-shirt.
Yeah.
You know,
but everyone doesn't see it that way. But if they lie about their age, they lie about where they live at, they lie about, and I'm not cracking on women with children. My wife have children, which means we now have children. I get that. Right. But I'm saying, but why would you lie about it? How long will you date a person before you find out that, that she's lying?
Right.
And why would she lie about that to you? And if you lie about one thing, don't you think two is close by? I'm not beating down the young and lovelies, and I'm not saying everybody's trying to run a game and that you stupid and she's smart. But here it is. You done met each other, y'all done moved in together in 26 days or less because you got a discount coupon to U-Haul, right? So y'all hook up and now you're booked up. And like I said, you don't even know
I can't.
No, you don't even know the girl's real middle name. I dated a woman back in the 70s. I swear to God, I did not know her true legal name until we went to the airport one day. And this is back in the day when you could leave a ticket for somebody. You know what I mean? All they do is show their ID and you get the ticket. And when they said the woman's name, and I was like, well, that ain't her name. And then she said, oh, yes, it is. I said, that ain't your name. I'm looking stupid because I did not know the woman's real, true legal name. And we had been seeing each other almost a year. Why would somebody lie about their name? Right. If they were, let's say, well, come on now.
Unless she was giving you what the family called her,
Not a nickname.
Some people want to change their name.
I don't mean my name is Boo Boo. No. I'm just saying. I'm being dramatic just for the illustration. But we're out there living. Some of us are living those lies. So here we go. Dating a woman for, let's say, it was like 3 months, 4 months, and I was just curious. This has happened, of course, long before Rosa. Not so long before Rosa, but any event. And we were just talking conversation like, oh, where do you live in San Diego? Where do you live? Woman never told me where she lived at. And then, she's always like, oh, let me come over to your spot. Let me come over to your spot. And I was just curious, like, I'd love to see what your apartment looks like. What kind of colors do you like?
Right.
Blah, 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 blah,
you
blah.
can kind of tell a lot about a person, trying to see where they are.
Never did get the invitation to let's have dinner at my house. Never did get the invitation. Never got the address. And then right when I thought I was coming over to the house, she said, oh, I'm having problems this week. We have a peeping Tom. And some crazy, stupid, crazy madness story. And so the bottom line, I didn't even know where the girl lived at. And now let me tell you why I didn't know. Because she was still dealing with her ex-partner. And the ex-partner knew where she lived. Okay,
but let me ask you this. Did you ask her what her address was?
Most certainly did.
Okay.
I asked what neighborhood, I asked your address, and I asked you your zip code. Because once you tell me your zip code, I'm like, I'm closing in on your coordinates, okay? And not that I don't care where you live. I don't care.
No, I know, but
right.
But
it was just a conversation.
Earlier, like you got to ask the right questions. And
right.
I'm like, you can't just assume somebody's gonna tell you where they live if you don't ask.
Oh, no, but I'm just giving you a for instance. And so now I'm going to give you real data. So, which may sound a lot and look very familiar to some of the lives that you guys are out there living. You don't really know who she really is. You asked who her last partner was. I don't want to talk about it. You don't know what she really does for a job, but every time you pick her up, she's dressed to the max. She doesn't have a car. She got a phone, but you can only call her after 6. And then you find out she said she had a job, but she doesn't really have a job. So when do you sleep? And when do you feed this 1 child, 2 child, 3 children that you have? Oh, it just gets bigger and bigger. And so y'all get hooked up and booked up. Here comes the finances. Baby, don't you worry about a thing. I got you covered. Is that what you told her? Because that's what she heard. She didn't worry about a thing, and she made you cover her. Right. So the next thing you know, she got a little situation. And can you help me out? Well, what does help look like? Well, if I had $2,000, I'd be able to. You need $2,000? Actually, I need 4. And even if you are wise enough and just smart enough to ask some pertinent questions that anybody would be interested in, whether you're a good friend or whatever. If you're a really good friend, you probably know the answers, but you're out there getting ready to hit on this woman too late. You've already brought her in from the cold. You didn't put her name on the lease or didn't put her name on the lease. She's now driving your second car. You don't know if she has a job because it gets, every time you ask, the answer gets a little bit more, what's the word you call?
Murky.
Murky. It gets murkier and murkier, right? So you're living with a woman that you really don't know a lot about. You're trying to now help her out with the $2,000, and then you say, if you need anything else, you granted her permission to use 2 of your prime credit cards, which she did at Nordstrom's. When she bought the $800 heels, what's those shoes you like? Them red bottoms, and they're never on sale. Come on, ladies. Red bottoms are never on sale.
They don't sell sometimes.
No, they ain't got to be, okay? Because you're going to buy them anyhow. So all I'm saying, and excuse me if I'm sounding a little revved up about it, but, because I hurt when I see women hurt.
Yeah.
And when I see women who take advantage of other women, I'm more than hurt. I'm mad.
Yeah.
I'm mad about it. So now you looking like, as Rosa said, boo-boo the fool or the clown, whatever. And like me, you're definitely over 50, if not 60. And it is no fault of your own, but that's just the position that life has you at right now.
Right.
You're by yourself. Your last partner, maybe the relationship resolved. She found somebody else. She died. Y'all broke up, but y'all cool, but y'all been together for 21 years. It ain't working no more. So now you out alone looking at old westerns at 2:00 on Saturday morning. You're lonely. You just want some company. So the first time somebody comes along your way and tells you some happy bullshit and how good you look and I really like your eyes and show me oh really, is that what you do? Really? Okay. She got you. Right. She got you not because she's that good, it's because you're that lonely and you are that hungry. And you don't want to ask too many questions because you don't want to drive her away. Yeah. So you just go with, okay, come on in. Come on. You can come live with me. You can drive my car. And then 6 months later, you calling me and Rosa, child, girl, why didn't y'all warn me about that woman? I'm being kind. That woman. And anybody else could see it at 50 yards.
Right.
So my heart goes out to you, one, because I've been there and it does hurt. There are people who will come into your life for the sole purposes of taking you for whatever ride you think you've grown enough to get on.
Right.
That's it. Love ain't got nothing to do with it. You were an opportunity and she's an opportunist. It's a great match. Yep. It really, really is. And then you go back to your friends crying and, like, y'all should have told me. I didn't know. I didn't know that she was still seeing Louise and Mildred. Yeah, we didn't want to tell you because it wasn't our business. Right?
And you didn't ask.
Yeah.
So we didn't tell you.
Oh, don't get me in trouble with that. Even if you ask, I'm standing, you know how I've lived so long? I stay out of people's business. And even when you want to tell me, I don't need to know this. I don't need to know this, right, babe?
I do that. She be in people's business.
I do.
But
I'm interested.
With anybody, I'm not in nobody's business unless you put me in there and tell me your stuff. But for me, I'm just going to say, you'll know red flags because when something don't add up, it's probably not the truth. If it just don't add up and it don't sound right, just run. Just run.
But they're not going to run because they're hungry.
No, they're not going, not because they're hungry. I think people don't run because they feel like maybe it's a situation that can change, and they are probably, maybe that person came into their lives because they are the ones to help them change. Y'all know how we can be. We want to be the savior. So
no,
I think,
I think you're right, but I just don't agree with it.
Okay, well,
no, but I don't know. Now, so you're saying that the person needs to be, that person wants to come. You gonna come into the person's life to help them?
No, I'm just saying the person misses the red flags because they think that they can save the person for whatever them red flags are. Like, she did lie about that, but if I help her, maybe she don't have to lie because if I give her the $2,000, then. Whatever.
And that's just an example. It don't have to be $2,000.
No,
whether it's $550, right? So I'm just saying, and don't get me wrong, we're women, You know, we love to love. We enjoy being around us. You know, our own sex. And if you can help somebody, most good people like, hey, if I can lend somebody a helping hand, they'll do it. But be cautious because, like I said, there are people out there looking for people like you.
Yeah.
It's simple as that.
And that's so ironic because I was just talking to my cousin the other day, and I was just saying how sometimes people take advantage of people's kindness. You know, like
yes.
Everybody's not gonna be that nasty person, you know, and I'm definitely not. If Sharyn and I don't work out, you don't have to worry about me cussing her out, or the next person I tell the story to, she's 19 different
shades of
badness. As you say, nouns. How you say it? Improper nouns. She's 19 improper nouns now. So
right.
You know, that's just not who I am. But then you don't know who Sharyn is. Sharyn could be that nasty person. Every time she talk about me, you know, it's an MF behind it or in front of it. So you don't really, you know people until you know people. And I think when people find out who you are, if you're a kind, giving person, if that's just your nature, people will use that. You are the main people that have to be on guard because you got to guard yourself. You know, you got to guard yourself from a lot of the hurt and a lot of the wanting to help when people are taking advantage. So you miss the red flags a lot. And you know, to me, it just, people talking, I love to hear people's conversation because to me, they're going to say something that's going to incriminate them. And that's my red flag. And they don't even, some of the people I dated don't even know why I haven't called them back. You know what I'm saying? Because you already know. There's no conversation that needs to be had.
That's good. Right.
Sometimes conversation, and we always say it starts with the conversation. Sometimes conversations don't need to be had because people talk you out of what they think you done found out about them. So I don't even need to hear that because it is what I feel and it is what I think I know, and I'm okay with that. I'm going.
Well, and thank you for sharing that. And I know you're serious too. So here we are. The reason why we're talking today is just about for us to be mindful that when you see the red flags, it's a red flag. And where we get in trouble is when we choose to ignore them.
Right.
Oh, well, I know she lied about the kids, then she didn't tell me the truth about the job. Well, she used to work there 2.5 years ago, but she ain't worked, nowhere else. And so where does she go all day? I don't know. I just give her money and she takes the car and she shows up by 5 o'clock. And she cooked me a meal the other day. She should. She's been living there free for the last 3 months.
Right.
And you're so grateful that, and I say I'm not being dramatic. I'm just calling it like it really is. You're so grateful that you got the attention of of this person that you really don't know a lot about, but you're willing to give it a chance because, again, chances are maybe you're older, hungry, horny, lonely. You just want some company. That don't mean you want somebody to come in and rob you blind or lie to you and do some weird stuff to you. You just want the company of a nice person and the chance of possibly this may be the one. Right. This ain't the one, boo boo. This is not the one. She is a liar. She's a con artist. Not all of them, but some of them.
Right.
And you got to be able to tell the difference.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because what gets me, some people just, they're good people and they would help a stranger. They would help their third cousin removed. They just good people. But there's people out there looking for people like you. Because they know you have a kind heart. And don't get me wrong, I'm not, I think I'm a softie. Would you say?
I think you are.
Yeah, I talk a good game, but I'm a softie. I have been, and still sometimes, a sucker for a sob story. And if it's true, wow, Rosa, this happened to her, and then this happened to her, and then this happened to her, can we help her? And you got to decide what help looks like. First of all, I ain't helping no woman that my wife don't know about.
Right.
Let's be clear. Okay, what her name is, who she, Rosa got questions, right? No, so it won't even go down like that, but just say, hey, she's a friend, I haven't seen her in years, and life hasn't been so kind to her, let's help her for this minute.
Right.
you know, and Rosa got to say okay, and I say okay, and we decide what help looks like. All right, and the reverse is true. You know, I got a cousin who, Lord knows, Rosa has over 54 cousins around her age group. You know, because her mother's one of 13 and her father's one of 14, something like that. Just an incredible bunch of black people. And
I found 2 more cousins here in San Diego. Hey, from ancestry, but we'll talk about that another time.
So she got a lot of cousins. Me, not so much. Okay, you know, so I just don't, because I'm older and many of my cousins have died already. So blah, 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 blah. So understand what I'm saying. Rosa comes up with a cousin that I don't know about, but I done met, and I'm like, let me see the family line again. What part of the tree they are? Okay, yeah, all right. You know, and maybe this person, they meet us and, oh, y'all look like y'all doing all right. Well, can I come down and stay for a month or two? No one stays with us for a month or two.
Right.
I don't do that.
Right.
What about you?
I mean, I'd help somebody. They can stay for a month or two. You're talking about you don't do that. Before I met you, you had somebody living here with you, helping them out. So how can you say that?
That's because she was gorgeous. No, if she was just a friend, just a friend.
And she could have been, but you were still helping her out.
What you mean could have been?
I'm saying, I don't personally know what happened. I'm just saying, she could have been a friend, but you were still helping her out, whether she was a friend or a relative.
I'm laughing now because this is funny. All jokes aside, you know she was just a friend.
Okay,
all right, and
that's what y'all said. I'm just saying, you know, somebody might have come out the shower and dropped the towel. You never know what happened.
I hate when that happens.
I don't really care. I'm just saying, you still helping somebody out.
Yeah, and guess what?
So then don't say you won't.
No, so I'm not poo-pooing. Helped a friend out for a designated amount of time.
Right,
you know, like, hey, you got this many months to get your act together, but let's try to wrap it up in 4, but you got up to 6.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're working. Okay, you got a car, you know, you got food, you know, blah, blah, blah. So my thing was just providing shelter for that period of time. We're still friends. She's a wonderful person. What's your point?
Right. I hear you. I'm not saying that. You just said I'm not helping nobody for a month or two. And I'm like,
not as a norm. No, I said with relatives and visitors. As if she wasn't a visitor, she was a friend in need. So that was the exception right then.
Oh,
okay.
Make it plain and make it clear. That's all I'm saying.
I got out of that one, didn't I? No, but seriously, and you know what the situation was.
I know.
So if I am a good friend, and I've been blessed with several really good friends, lifetime friendships, you know. But people who I've just met on the way, or you somebody's third cousin removed who, you know, just got off the bus in Oceanside, and you know you got $14 to your name, and you think you're gonna stay in West for a year. I got questions.
Yeah.
And I don't need nobody sleeping on our couch. That ain't what we do.
Right.
Right. But emergencies anytime. That's all I got to say. If it's emergency and it's real, and like I say, I need to know the perimeters. You know what I mean? Can I come stay with y'all for 2 years? No. Can I stay 18 months? No. Good 18 months, the world can change. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, you need somewhere to lay your head for 60 days? Okay. 59, 58, 50, I'm counting it down. You know, and it would have to be an exceptional reason for that even happen. But I'm back to the subject at hand. These women out here, my age and maybe even younger and some older, and sometimes because we're older and we've worked a long time and we made careers for ourselves, maybe we're living by ourselves, your partner died or whatever your circumstances, and these people find you alone in this world. And like I said, you are looking to be found. Because, right, you know, who gonna take me home? You're good, you're kind, you believe in God, you're a hardworking woman, you're American, you know, whatever the 19 things are that describes you the best. And more than anything, you're a good person.
Yeah.
You know, but that translates to some of these people like, nah, here's my new victim.
Right.
You know,
right.
And people will play games with you. And if you think they came to the party and looked across a crowded room of 27 women and you were the finest thing there, you are delusional. Please, they've already made.
They can't be the finest thing there.
Chances are you're not. For the purpose of the story, chances are you're not. You're just an average-looking person who somebody invited you to the party, and you sitting over there, drinking very slowly on a beer and almost bored. And then she comes over and say, "Hey, baby, how you doing? I like your hair." And it's been so long since someone complimented you, more or less looked right dead at you, and then she touched your shoulder or rub your hand and say, "You want to dance, sweetie?" And you get up and try to do your dance with your bad knee. You try to dance. Been there,
Yeah,
right?
I get ready to say, you sounded like you talking from experience.
So that's how we get sucked in. So
Right.
I can't wait to get some of the feedback off of this one. And that's the way the game goes. Not all the time, but too often. But the purpose of today's conversation is when you see the red flags, that's what it is, a red flag. She gave you 2 separate numbers, but this one call after 3 and only call this one on the weekends. Who lives like that? Some people do. I only got 1 kid. But you really got 3. Oh, that's my niece and nephew. Okay, niece, nephew, and your kid, right? Who lies about having 1 or 3 children? Right. Some people do.
Right.
The girl told me she worked at, where did she say she worked at? Qualcomm or something. I said, "Oh, you have called Qualcomm?" I said, "Oh, yeah, I hear it's a wonderful place to work." She didn't work at Qualcomm. You know where she worked? And this is no shade. She was the parking lot attendant to for the parking lot that leads into Qualcomm. So, okay, all work is good.
For those who don't know, Qualcomm is like our big stadium.
Yeah, the people make your phones with LG and Qualcomm. Yeah. So in any event, you ain't got to lie to me. What I don't care where you work, but I think it's good that you got a job. Right. But now you ain't got to lie to me about the job. I remember when I met Rosa, and this is before. Hey, we gotten married already? We were getting married?
I don't know what story you're going to tell.
Well, you came up to the job and I was in between, I was doing contracts.
We were married already.
Oh, yeah. And but suppose, she come up there and, she sees me walking out of the meeting room with these guys, and you know what I mean, because I was running stuff. But suppose, she comes up and she sees me, I'm the maintenance woman. Nothing against maintenance women. They make some decent money too. But why would I lie? I told you I was a business manager. You come up to my job and you find that I'm the 3rd one down from the janitor.
Right.
Why lie?
Right.
Why lie? People do lie. They do. And they'll take you any trip that you got a ticket to go to. And even if you ain't got a ticket, they'll give you one. So be careful. I'm sorry.
But that too is a red flag. If you feel like you got to lie to a woman to impress her, she's not the one. She's not the one. You shouldn't have to even fabricate anything for anybody just to get them to like you better. Because if that is the case, I can tell you right now, she's not the one.
No.
So even if you're fixing your lip to getting ready to lie.
But you do, and see, and all these things go into the basket of, that you don't know this person, and why would they lie to me? So basically, whatever they saying, you choose to accept it as the truth. Because you have been truthful with them. Right? Hey, I'm getting ready to retire. I'm 11 months from retirement. I own 2 houses, and my grandmama lives in the other one. Whatever your truth is, tell the truth. Yeah. And even if the truth is not being told to you, and if you're wise enough and been out there long enough, you could sniff it out.
Right.
And I don't mean like you questioning somebody 25 times, but you've been out there in lesbian land long enough. You know the difference between sugar and shit.
Right.
And when somebody's shitting you kind of know. Right. So we're asking you today, to pay attention to the red flags. Yes. And take time to know this person. I don't need to know where your second birthmark is, but I need to know that what you say is basically, it is somewhat true. Right. As simple as that, because, and if not, there you are, you've been seduced by her lies. Yeah. Now you got to moved into your little apartment or condo, and you come to find out this girl ain't worked nowhere for the last 6.5 years. Right. That she has 3, not 1 child. That she trades food stamps for, you know,
Right.
for tickets to the ball game, whatever it is. You don't know all these things until you take time, you know, to see who she really is.
Right.
And yes, she looked good, and look, she looked good in that little skirt, all that. But you need more than a good skirt to make a good relationship.
Right.
Because if not, you're gonna wind up, you know, holding the bag. And as I'm talking to you now, I'm 3 people in particular running through my head, and I have nothing but prayers and good wishes for them that they find a way out of the relationship that they're in.
Right.
Because they just, you know, they went through the wrong door and it just got deeper and deeper, and then they went through a trap door, then they found themselves in the cellar. You know what I mean? Sometimes it just gets boom, 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 boom. Somebody can take you on a ride that you have no reservations for.
Right.
And usually if they're any good at doing what they're doing, they are master at their craft. So be careful out there.
Yeah.
Please be careful. And as a friend of mine has said, you say, well, everybody can't be lucky like you, Sharyn. You got Rosa. And Rosa has me. You know, I am not arrogant about it. I don't think we are arrogant about it. We have just been blessed in this lifetime with one another.
That's
all right. And for you out there, we're wishing you the very same, and just wishing you the best of all good things. But be careful out there. So until next time,
stay woke and be safe. But stay woke. Y'all know what I mean.
Take care. We'll see you next time.
All right. Bye.